I need a new chair. Need a new chair. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the ADELPHOS YouTube channel. If you couldn't tell when you clicked on it, or I sent you a link to it. Either way, I appreciate you being here. What I'm going to be doing here on the first video is just kind of laying a foundation to what I'm trying to accomplish here, to the message I'm trying to spread, and the mindset that I'm trying to help people apply to their lives to improve their lives. As we well know, it doesn't take a real big brain to realize that there's quite some disorder in the structure of our society. And now we have this oversaturated market of self-help, self-improvement gurus and all that. If you're like me, you've probably seen them all. You've probably tried them all. If not, you may or may not be in a good spot just because you haven't wasted so much time. So yeah, I mean, we all know, the modern man as we know it today is facing a myriad of issues growing up currently, and everybody's got their own perspective on it, everybody's got their own solution on it, whether they're trying to sell it to you or not. But we all know that, and I understand these issues. I've been through these issues, and what I mainly have an issue with now, as I have kind of worked through these things and figure out what works and figure out what makes sense. What I have an issue with now is a lot of these red pillars, a lot of these manosphere dudes, whatever, that have been capturing the attention of everybody and corrupting the minds of these young and impressionable and desperate young men. Because the reason that all this stuff is out there is because we have kind of strayed from traditional values and principles of masculinity and virtue and how to live a good life. But anyways, so we have we just got a lot of horse shit out there, in my opinion, and we just have a lot of people out there selling people these shortcuts to their worldly desires, which is not even going to make them happy in the first place. We have these fake alpha males, these people who try to portray themselves as these arbiters of truth, because they're able to maintain an image online and control that persona through media. And I think a majority of what they're teaching and a majority of what they do is dishonest, and what they teach young men is leading them down the wrong way. Not to say that all of it's bad. There's definitely some genuine guys out there who are right about a lot of things, and it's because they're honest and it's because they're relatable. But I think as important as this kind of dialogue is, those kind of people are missing for the most part. A lot of people are trying to take advantage of it. I've been on it for a while. I've been into this stuff for a while, even before it got super popular, and I've been trying to put the people that I care about onto these concepts and ideas, and practice them myself. So now that I've seen it become popular, I can kind of see and sifted through all the bullshit and wasted the time doing that. But, it's not wasting time, because now I understand what's wrong and why it's wrong, and what is right and why it's right. And now I can share that with people through my own experiences, my own failures, and just being honest. Yeah, so we've basically got all this horse shit out there, and we have a bunch of guys like working from this frame of like, oh, is this alpha or not? Like, oh, should I text her back? Is it too early to text her back? Is wearing a pink shirt masculine? Should I do this? Should I do that? And just kind of operating, excuse you, Chloe, sort of operating out of you know, a more confident state of mind, a more individualistic state of mind, which is what a man should really be. And now we have all these weirdos with no accolades, no skills, and really nothing to back up the way they behave and act. The way they behave and the things they say, because they're trying to emulate the people that they've seen on the internet. And just going forward, I see this just getting worse. Just getting worse and worse and worse. And what I'm trying to do here is just keep people from not getting their teeth kicked in by the world by trying to be something that they're not. And then, of course, this entire subculture, what have you, puts such an emphasis, and it's as if the main goal is just to get laid. And I just don't understand it, man. Because one of the main things that we're going to be arguing against here is promiscuity in itself. And that's kind of one of the principles of ADELPHOS, because I have seen in my own life and other people's lives and in the world as a whole the damage that that way of thinking does to everyone involved. Okay, and it is all from a lack of masculinity. Now, I'm sure you are aware that a majority of these issues usually stem from a lack of a strong father figure. Okay, and that accompanied with growing up in a culture that embraces weakness and embraces victimhood, living around people that feel sorry for themselves and tell you that you should be sorry for yourself, and it's not your fault, the circumstances of your life. But this YouTube channel in itself is just part of a larger thing that I'm trying to execute. I'm not just doing this for the sake of having a YouTube channel, being a YouTuber, whatever. But obviously I have to grow an audience first and find people who align with my values, agree with my message, and resonate with it all. But what I think is missing from this entire landscape here is a real community, a real sense of community. And if you don't know, ADELPHOS is a Greek word that means brothers, and there is a broader translation there, a broader biblical translation, and of course that's what I would like to steer things into, but I understand that everybody's got their own beliefs. Now, what I envision ADELPHOS to be is, a community in itself, with an emphasis on brotherhood. That's what I think is missing from all of this stuff, from young men's lives, because they can't control whether or not they had a father that raised them to be an aristocratic world champion and playboy. I think what they can change, of course, is probably these usual self-improvement type of stuff on a personal level, and that's great and all, but it's still going to, you're still going to end up in this little safety box where you can control it, and just doing things that you obviously shouldn't do, that's great and all, but like I said, what is missing here is brotherhood and a sense of community. And that is the emphasis here, is having a strong group of friends, tight group of friends, masculine support group that, holds each other accountable, pushes each other, and doesn't really let anyone get away with being weak for too long. And that's what you need. And I think that stumps all of this other trivial bullshit and issues that comes with being a young man in the modern day. ADELPHOS is going to be centered around the necessity for physical and mental fitness, philosophy, masculinity, and the real virtues of life, and family and brotherhood. But I want to talk about all sorts of things. We're gonna try to be pretty well-rounded here and do all sorts of content, not just camera to face talks. Right now, I've just been going off the top of my head. I'm going to kind of go off of what I have written here, because my memory is not that great. Okay, so ADELPHOS is an entity, a greater concept that I hope to take beyond internet content. Right now, I must use the resources available to me to grow a brand, grow an audience of people who share the same values and desires, bringing these people together to a place where they can find a sense of community as opposed to other places and cultures around. Help them find what they're missing there. Give them a fresh perspective on the things being talked about and the things less talked about. One of my main goals with this channel is to create an open dialogue about the objective virtues of life, masculinity, the necessity of fitness and health, family, and how to become a powerful person who uses it for the greater good, for that is what makes a man truly dangerous. I want ADELPHOS to turn into a collaborative effort once my mission spreads around and reaches those who are serious about their own life and responsibilities that come with being a man. We want to equip the next generation of men with what they need to become the badass that they want to be. Every day we are met with a myriad of things that are trying to undermine us and convince us to be mediocre. I believe that most, if not all, of the turmoil in the world stems from a lack of healthy masculinity and understanding of oneself. That's why there has been a big trend of this manosphere red pill content gaining traction in the real world from the internet. This is a natural reaction because we are finally realizing that most of what we have been led to believe is garbage. The only problem is that most of this content is a bunch of half-baked intellectual pollution that the impressionable minds desperate for an answer and mentors consume because they have nothing else. My mind just went blank. But yeah, if what I'm saying here is making sense to you, if I'm kind of speaking how you feel, if you're tired of this hyper hustle culture, fuck bitches, everything's about getting bitches and money, and big old pissing contest. Maybe you might like what I'm going to be posting on here and talking about. And also I encourage everybody to voice their opinion and collaborate. That's it, man. That's it. I'm excited for the future, but I just had to get the intro video out or whatever, so I can put out videos that are more focused on a certain concept. This was pretty challenging for me trying to say what this is, because it kind of encompasses a lot of things. But that's it. I'm getting tired. Been working all day. Went to the gym. You better go to the gym. All right. Good night.